Let's try that again, Amanda.
Yeah. I don't hear anything.
No, we don't hear anything. Welcome, everybody, to Two Broke Witches.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, everybody. Yes, we can hear you now. Wait, no.
What are you doing? No, nothing. I don't know. It was just working. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Two Broke Witches. These two beautiful ladies up above are the Broke Witches. I don't know why they're broke, but they're...
I don't know. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Denise.
Hello.
Hello, Soul.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Oh, it's just Amanda. No, Amanda. Yeah. Negative. Hey, guys. Well, hello.
And she had so much to say. So.
Oh, my God.
Well, first off, we are live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Kick, Trovo. But I just name a place. We're probably there. But the big ones we want to get out is Yerg's Radio. You can go check us out on yergsradio.com. And we're also on Rainbow Radio. So you can check us out there as well. And hopefully Amanda will get her audio issues figured out. So,
well, all right then. So hi, everybody. It's another Monday, and clearly we're all doing so well. I couldn't get my headphones to work. We can't hear her. This is good. This is starting out well.
Typical show. We had technical issues with my 11 o'clock show, and for some reason it just lost me once I started talking about the Chinese.
Oh my God. She's like, I have no idea what's going on.
Hello.
Oh,
hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. What'd you do?
Oh my gosh. I unplugged my mic and plugged it back in.
Oh, it's magic.
Okay, well. Woo!
So thank you, Rainbow Radio and Yerg's Radio and Ross, for all you do.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Good Lord.
Oh my goodness. So as I was saying, welcome to Two Broke Witches.
Welcome, one and all.
What a crazy night. Welcome everyone. Denise, Chris. We already have some people on here. That's great. So tonight we are going to talk about Shay.
About me and all the things that make me me.
Yes. And
all the things that make me unique.
Yes.
That's the nice word for it.
We'll go with unique.
I like it. God, that had a
relative. You said we sent our bios in today, and she was like, "If this is too long, let me know." And then I sent an even longer one.
I was looking at yours. I was like, "What the hell? Maybe I should spruce this up or something." Mine just sounds like, "Okay, I see dead people and I do cool things," but this bitch over here, I was like, maybe I need to floof it some more. I don't know.
I didn't really know what they were looking for, so I just threw everything in there that I had done. I left some out because it was just getting so long.
I mean, made me rethink everything I've been doing, so that's good. It's a good sign.
I'm not worthy.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to think. I was like, damn, I ain't done anything. So.
Well, when you came to me about this show, I was like, yeah, let's do it. And that's kind of how I am with things in life in general. I'm like, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do this, and I just do it. When I said I was going to be a professional wrestler, my mom was like, oh, you'll never be able to be a wrestler. You're too small. I weighed 97 pounds at the time. But then when I started wrestling, I got up to 120 pounds in muscle and started kicking ass all over the place. But then I had to just sit out and prove my mom wrong.
I still have not seen any footage of that. So I'm actually.
Oh my gosh!
I would like to see it. I would like to see it because I try to picture in my head because I don't really have a picture of that. So I've got this mental image. I need to see the matches because I'm picturing complete village. Mhm.
I'll have to see these videos. It was a good time.
Yes, please. Oh God.
Tonight
Okay.
we're going to get into what Shay does and how you do it, and let you all know that if we're going to be in your area, exactly what you can expect from one of her readings. Because we're going to be a lot of places.
I have a feeling that come like April, I think it's going to get super busy, probably maybe into March. It depends on the
Mhm.
crazy weather because Kentucky, we all know this.
Yes.
You don't know if it's going to tornado or snow. So,
Yep.
surprise. But I know that we do have several places. I have a couple places. She's got a couple places so far that we're pretty positive
Yep.
we're going to go check out. I know we keep promising it to you guys, but I'm telling you, the weather and the way the beginning of the year has started, it's just one
It's
thing after another. So, um,
been so cold. People died. I had another person die. My nephew's father-in-law has passed away. So
oh
we
my
have
God.
another funeral to go to. Yes. So
Okay.
it's
Sorry.
been a crazy year, and it's only February. Yeah. But we are going to do investigations. We promise.
We swear that is a promise. Um, yeah, that threw me for a loop for a
So
minute. I'm just like, dang, a lot of stuff keeps happening to everybody. It's been a
yes.
weird year so far. But
Yeah.
I will say then again, I have said it the last 2 or 3 years that this year, 25, was going to be an action year. And it's not just me, there's a lot of other readers, especially some of the ones that I am really close with. We all kind of agree that we've had all this time to sit around, think about what we want. This year's all about movement and it's changes. It's either going to drag you into it or you can go willingly. And I think a lot of that beginning of the year has been dragging people.
Yeah.
So
It's
do you
always
hear like a
been
whole bunch
good.
of people talking, or is that just me?
Well, there's something going on.
Okay, well,
I'm
I don't
scared.
know.
I'm not
So
hearing
used to
anybody.
stuff.
Maybe it is.
So
So,
weird.
yes. So tonight, not that I was trying to make it all about me in like a I'm the greatest kind of way, but I did want to kind of give people a chance to kind of understand exactly what I do, and how it kind of ties in together with the show and the things that we have coming up that are planned. And I also wanted to give people a chance to kind of ask whatever. A lot of times people are afraid to ask questions about psychics or mediums or people who do these kind of things, do readings of any sort or divination. Um, is that me? Am I causing all this?
No, I hear it too.
What is happening? Anyways,
I
I
don't
should
know.
explore for it. There is no stupid question, but there are, but there isn't. So if there's anything you've ever been wanting to know about people who do paranormal things, ghost hunters, readings, all that kind of stuff, I would love to have those questions. And if it's something I can't answer, I try my best, or I'll defer it, or I'll just be like, yeah, I have no friggin' idea. Um, yeah, that was kind of it.
Yeah. I know one of the main things I would like to know more about is your spirit art. I've seen you do it in person at Scarefest, and it's really intriguing, and kind of lead us through what you see and what leads to the art.
So this is something I don't think a lot of people realize that I do. I am what you would call an intuitive artist as well, on top of there's always a bunch of titles. I'm just a weirdo person, so I do a lot of neat things. But it's called intuitive art. I call it spirit art. And if you've ever gotten a tarot reading or an oracle reading, I get to draw the reading. I call myself a professional doodler. I literally use pastel chalk, and I will draw your reading, and it's interpreted while we're doing the reading. It's done the same way. You get to ask questions. If you don't have questions, it can still just be a general overview. But the point is, at the end of the reading, you actually get to take it with you. So as opposed to just recording a reading, like which I encourage most people to do if you are going to get a tarot reading, just so you can play it back later because you might not remember everything you asked. You actually get to take the picture with you. And I have a lot of clients who tell me, like, I still have it from 3 years ago. I put it in a frame, it like hangs up in my room or something. But it's very bright, very colorful. I don't use just black and white because I tend to see things like in color first. That's how I kind of notice people and kind of get a feel for them. Same thing with locations and stuff too. I can give a color. The colors mean something to me when it shows up in an investigation as well. So I had a few pictures somewhere that I was gonna share
on the screen.
Yeah, go ahead, share that, Grant.
because you can explain it all day, but until you see it, you're like, I'm sure that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So everybody's is different. Nobody's has ever looked the same. The colors are different. Your shapes, symbols, words, numbers, things just kind of show up in them. I've done so many, and I forget to take photos sometimes. Somebody has to remind me usually halfway through the day. They're like, are you getting these? And I'm like, nope.
So, what types of things do you see? Is it a visual or just a mental image?
It's kind of all the above. There
Okay.
are, like, when someone first walks up to me, yes, I can see if you have people with you, guides, spirits, animals. I can physically see those things. Then other times it is just kind of like a feeling, or you get the mental picture, or I get the movie scenario quite a bit when I'm doing mediumship. I'll get things like played out to me to show me, like, here's what happened in my life and here's how you can kind of show them these things. It really is like a weird, I used to describe it as looking at someone and pulling back this curtain in front of them, and all this stuff is just around you kind of in this huge bubble. And I just get to walk through it like a park and just kind of take a look at everything. Not you. What's this question? Not you, but why, when a medium gets to kind of know you, they say the same thing over and over? Are they good or not? It's actually a really good question. So I'm going to be very honest with you. I think sometimes people continue to get readings when they don't need them anymore. If you haven't changed anything from the reading the first time you got it, and you are asking for advice, why would you assume the result would be different? I mean, I'm not talking about like if you get one every 6 months, you've changed some things around. I mean, like people who continuously, within weeks times of each other. But then again, even if it doesn't matter, if there's no time frame, if you're not going to be willing to make changes, of course, the same things are going to come up. That is why, too, if you pull cards for yourself, you'll keep getting the same cards. You just haven't changed anything. So the cards are like, hello, I cannot tell you any other way. I'm not changing. You can shuffle 100 times and the same ones will still pop up. I don't know if it means they're good or not. I think that would be up to the person getting the reading. If you think your person you're getting advice from knows you too well, then you might want to get a second reading to kind of compare and see if there are differences. And if there's not, then maybe be like, okay, that person really is telling me something. But yeah, that's my take on that.
Yeah.
Amanda, have you gotten like a bunch of readings and stuff before, or no?
No, I've only ever had one reading done. I do my own with my oracle cards.
You tend to get, well, Oracle, see, do you find the Oracle cards give you the same stuff, or no? There is a difference between the two types of cards, so.
I have like a favorite deck I use that I usually get the best results out of. So that's the deck I've stuck with for a while now.
I have read with my main deck that I have used is the one I started out with. Like I've had it for a very long time. And I try to branch out, but I'm always like, Old Faithful. So I think this year that
Yeah.
might actually be one of my things, is I want to push myself to use a few other decks just to kind of get me out of my comfort zone and see if I can get some different insight.
I've read for other people before that concussions, I can't remember what all the cards are, so I still have to use my book.
I mean, you'll
But
see,
I've
you can
had
tell when a
people in
reader gets a new deck.
tears. Yeah,
We'll have the book too. I mean, like, I couldn't just
yeah,
open up a deck and be like, let me tell you this, because I don't want to get it wrong.
yeah, yeah. I had people break down in tears. I've never read professionally, but for friends.
I feel bad when I make people cry almost every single time I've ever read. I don't care
Yeah,
where I'm at. It could be in the middle of the busiest, like Scarefest, for instance. There's
yeah.
tens of thousands of people going through there, and you're sobbing at my table. And I'm the worst because I tend to forget tissues. And I've said that forever, that I'm like, I should probably provide that if I'm going to break you down. So
Right.
maybe at some point I'll remember to bring those.
Oh gosh. Yeah. We'll have to put those in like our little cauldron that we'll have on the
Actually,
table.
yes, right next to candy. Here's a tissue and
Yeah,
here's a sucker. Thanks for coming.
like the dentist.
Yes.
There'll be a tissue and a sucker instead of like a sticker and a sucker.
Candy and a tissue. Come back. God.
Oh goodness. But I mean, like you were saying, when you ask those questions, I mean, you have to be expecting an answer, and sometimes that answer can bring you to tears.
A lot of people don't expect you to say certain things. They might have, I think going in with an expectation on a reading is just like the worst idea possible, because it's usually going to be the opposite of what you thought. And
Right.
some people read differently. Like, you have people who want to be all gentle and nice and deliver things in this really sweet way, which is fine. Sometimes you need that. But I have found that people come to me because I'm not a light and fluffy reader. I'm pretty straightforward, direct, and very honest about what I see. But I will think I'll be like, okay, I'm just figuring out how to say this without actually sounding like a jackass. So hold on one second. But that's what they need. You tend to go to the people that you need, and without knowing it. So, but I've been told I'm a very straight reader.
I had a friend contact me. She lives in Florida, and it was a day or two after my mom passed, and she contacted me and she said, "I wanted to let you know that your mom was with you when you were crying the hardest." And I was like, "Oh my gosh," because I know the exact moment she's talking about,
Yeah.
and that was really wild to me. I mean, doesn't know me real well. Just we've gotten close just um over the phone and Facebook, and she contacted me about that, and I thought that was just amazing.
Like I said, I think everybody's got abilities.
Yeah,
I don't think people don't have them. Like, I don't think it's just we're special and chosen. I think everyone has some sort of ability, even if it's the most random thing. You never know. That's why I always tell people, don't be afraid to say the crazy thing, because that's
I don't,
generally what someone might need
I
to
don't
hear, even
know,
if it makes no sense to you.
I don't know if it's an ability, but sometimes I can tell you your phone's getting ready to ring.
Yeah.
It's like I hear it before it actually rings.
Hmm. What was it? There's a thing where like some kids can even know before people show up at the house, or like, well, kids
Hmm.
will ask you about somebody and then they'll be like, oh, there you are. Like,
Yeah,
it's that sixth sense. It's your
mhm.
spidey sense tingling.
I can tell you when there's a TV on in another room because the static is almost deafening to me. Just, and it's not like the old static, like you've left your TV on, but it's like you go up and you touch the TV and it pops you, you know?
So you can feel like the EMF and stuff
I
really
can
easily.
feel it.
Yeah, I can feel it,
It's
like
weird.
vibrations.
Hmm.
I don't love it. That's not one of my favorite things.
I'll yell and be like, "Turn the TV off!"
Yeah,
Crazy.
that's weird, but cool. Anybody else got any like weird spidey sense kind of stuff that they're really good at too, that people are like, okay, that was strange? I'm curious.
Yeah. I'm like, what is going on with me? Why is it like this?
I ask that question quite a bit throughout my life, almost every day. Why is it like this? Oh God.
Went
Do you
through
see
a
things
class
every
to learn how to
day?
remote view, if that counts for anything.
Do what?
What is
So
it, Glenn?
I went through a class taught by the CIA on how to remote view astro project.
Oh yes, we had talked about that on Paranormal guys. That's really cool. Have you tried to do
So
that, Shay?
yes, actually do remote viewing quite a bit. I think that's one of the biggest things that freaks people out when you can describe something down to a T, like even to the point
Mhm.
where you're like, oh, the blanket looks like this on the left side of the couch in this weird living room set up like this, and they're like, how do you know that? And I'm like, I like doing that. Most people who can look at pictures and kind of get feelings and stuff like that, a lot of the times they may not realize that they might be remote viewing too, because you kind of have to put yourself into the photo, if that makes sense. Whether it's a person or an object or a place. I really enjoy doing that though. That's something I find fun. And
Yeah.
astral projection took me a little while to get the hang of it and to be secure enough about it to actually say I was doing it. I think the first time I really did it though, I was like, oh God. And then I I woke up and I was like, I don't feel like I slept at all. I think I pretty much just went everywhere. So
Oh my gosh.
I had to like figure out how to make my bedroom kind of like anchor myself so I wouldn't wake up super tired if that's something that I want to accomplish. So
Mhm.
have you
I
done it?
watched the movie. No, I watched the movie Behind Her Eyes, and I was like, yeah, I'm never trying that.
Yes. I mean there are right and wrong ways I think that you can approach that. So
Yeah,
nothing like a good scary
not that
movie to tell
way.
you. No. Mm-mm. Damn. Do you have to ask permission to remote view someone?
I can tell you the CIA doesn't.
Well, can you
I,
even like concentrate on where you're going, or do you just go? Like, can you even say, I need to ask this person because I want to go view this and this? Or when you do it, do you just, your mind
you,
goes and you have no control of where you
the good
go?
answer would be you probably should have permission if it's something you're doing, if you're not trying to be creepy about it and not trying to be a creeper, period. Um, do we always do that? No. Mm-mm, we do not. uh,
ET doesn't like
yes.
it when you just drop in.
Yeah, yes, this is why I think people should always have something set up in their house to kind of as a defense mechanism. And if it is somebody that you know that would have those things up, you should probably ask in the first place because they probably know their shit. And I wouldn't want them to like retaliate or send something back to you. That's kind of what I think about sometimes. Or they might have it set up like a booby trap, like an energetic booby trap. Just, these are
Yeah,
things you have to think about.
yeah.
Yep, it actually has sensors in certain buildings to see if there's a high presence and somebody's there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been proven that you can, push your energy, you can raise a vibration, you can energetically fill up a space. So, I mean, I 100%, I've seen it and felt it and I've done it, which is really cool, especially when you use it for like a silencing technique to drown out anything else around you. that's something I like to do when I do workshops with people, is kind of show them how to play around with that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to get into that. I'll have to.
Oh, I plan to do. There's a few things I'm gonna like do while we're investigating, and I want to see how you feel about it and how you kind of react to it, and when you start to do your own stuff. What is that?
On investigations of missing children, you don't.
No,
Explanation.
no, you don't. And I have worked on a few cases like that. I don't enjoy doing the ones that involve children or anybody who's young. I mean, it's terrible when it happens to anybody, but especially children, it's really hard. I've had clients show up before to events I've been working, and this one lady in particular, I remember, showed up and she just sat down in front of me and she threw a bunch of stuff down on the table in front of me. And it was like a photo, a necklace, a hairbrush, and there was something else. And I was like, what is happening right now? And she just goes, I need you to tell me if my daughter's dead or alive. Like, that was the only words out of her mouth when she sat down. And I was like, this was the very first person I read for the entire weekend too. So I was like, no coffee. I'm like half awake. So it's interesting when you do those kind of things. And there are some cases I've worked on that the information has been given to authorities. And there's been like a group of us who do what I do, who have kind of like combined our powers. Like at a certain time, we would all focus on the same thing to kind of help us all see what we could get. I've got like massive chill bumps right now. And the lady with the daughter who sat down in front of me, she was not still alive, unfortunately. I did get feedback from her though after going through this with her, and she's like, thank you, because you helped us narrow down to the location where they have overlooked it the last 6 months. So now they're starting to search, and she said they did find something of hers. I never did find out if they actually found the body or the person alive, but she felt pretty confident she was passed too. So
yeah.
But yeah, you don't really ask permission for those kind of things. It's kind of like a loophole in this scenario. You know, when there's life or death at stake, I feel like that makes a difference.
Yeah. That's crazy. And she had to be like just waiting for that moment to come to you and ask
It
you
was
that.
really, and I've had another, like, people contact me from like way out of state, different states across the US that I've done stuff like that for before. It's been a little bit, but yeah, I mean, I can't say it's like a happy ending, but I think it helps sometimes if you can give closure or at least get someone one step closer than they were. I think that helps.
Something to go on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good question.
Crazy.
Oh. Okay, now that we all have like
yeah.
Yeah.
So what is your happiest experience? Let's turn this.
Oh, there's been a lot. Happiest, I mean, it really is when I'm doing, and if anybody doesn't know the difference, like, a psychic is different than a medium. They are two totally different things. The medium aspect of me is the one that I've known has always existed, because I've always been able to communicate with spirits, past things, stuff that shouldn't be there but is. I think doing the mediumship is one of my happiest times, when I can reconnect somebody with a loved one, or, you know, help answer somebody's question with someone who's passed that they didn't get closure with. Like, I remember this one time, and it's funny because not only do I see like in color, but my love language is music and stuff. Like, that's a huge thing for me. So this one lady, her reading, and it's weird the way that it can immediately once you focus on a reading, it's like stuff just bam starts coming with you. Like I have to open the faucet. But the first thing I heard was AC/DC blaring. I mean, like loudly in my head. And I was like, holy God, why am I hearing this song? And immediately this girl just like burst into tears on the other end of the video. She goes, oh my God, that was my dad's favorite song. And it wasn't even like a well-known song of theirs. And I was like, oh, okay, well, let's see what happens. And that for some reason that reading really stuck with me. So you never know what's going to come up. You never know how they're going to choose to like communicate to their family or a loved one or whatever. So that's probably my favorite part of what I do.
Definitely. It's special for those people to get that.
It is. And then and I tell people though, it's really hard to be very specific sometimes because they don't always want to come through. So it's not that your person is not a good medium or they're lying to you. It's just, you're not always guaranteed to get answers, or it may not be the same person that you want to talk to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was trying to read this. Like my thing shows me messages really weirdly. Yeah, Donna, like 100%. I actually just had a lady tell me something very similar about 2 weeks ago when I was hanging out with her, and she was talking about her spouse who had passed as well, and it was the same kind of situation where she felt him and just was able to start talking to him. So I always find that to be very comforting, unless you did not have a relationship like that. But for the most part, I feel like those kind of things are really a reminder that you don't really ever lose those people. They always kind of stick around with you. Even if you just have a memory that strong, they're still with you.
When my grandfather passed, my grandmother said that he sat down on the foot of the bed and she never slept in that bed again. She always slept on the couch.
Oh God.
Nope.
All right, well, that's when ghost stories go wrong, I guess. Just
He would not go sleep back in that bed.
thank you, Raymond. Yeah, no. Have you had anybody show up to you like that? Like while you've been sleeping, or kind of in that weird in-between state?
I had a dream. Yeah. I've dreamed that I've talked to my brother and sister-in-law who have passed, and I felt like it was very real because my brother, we're all very talkative, and it was in the hospital waiting room, which I thought was odd, but that's one of the last places I hung out with my brother before he passed was in the hospital waiting room.
Right.
So he was like talking to some man, like our family always does. And my sister-in-law was sitting on the other side of me. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but we found out she was autistic after she passed. And we found all these pamphlets where she had taken them and put in all the words on notebook paper in alphabetical order from the pamphlet. So there were just folders and folders of these pamphlets and notebook paper of words. And so in the hospital, I talked to her and I said, did anyone ever tell you that you were autistic? And she said, yes, that I wanted to be normal and live a normal life and try to have children, but she was never able to have children. And then I woke up. So I felt like that was a very real conversation. Like I woke up in tears because I had gotten to talk to her about that. So that's the closest I've come to seeing anything is in a dream.
I think, and I actually tell people sometimes to ask for, if you don't think you can communicate in another way, I think asking for someone to show up in a dream is an easier way sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was a very real conversation. It was odd.
That's awesome though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. At night, I come crashing. So, crashing down as in like you feel yourself fall into your bed or like jerk awake? Because there could be a few things. Like okay, here's the thing. I don't just take things for face value sometimes, like especially like investigating and stuff. I will try and rule out as much as possible. And then like the medical side of me, I'm like, is there an actual cause for this? Is there something I can say or night of what? Oh,
Nice. Welcome.
what? Hello. Welcome.
Glad to have you here.
Falling into bed. So you actually feel yourself fall. It could be astral projection. It could be dream walking that you jerk yourself awake, kind of like that. It feels like falling. It could. Worst case scenario is you look like you've levitated and you've become a movie now. You look like all the scary things I've ever seen in my life. So I'm picturing like worst case scenario at the moment.
Have you ever woken up and had something in your face?
Yes.
That would freak me out.
Yes. Like it used to happen a whole hell of a lot. Miss Divine, actually that's one of the things I'm about to say is the sleep paralysis. Okay, greatest example. Have you guys ever seen that show Evil?
I don't think so.
All right, well, it's really creepy as hell. It's so freaking good though. It's actually streaming on like Netflix right now. So if you haven't watched it, I advise. There is a demon in it that comes around during sleep paralysis, and it is a good one. It gives a very good example kind of how people can start having sleep paralysis issues and it kind of progresses. Medical specialists say it's the body going to sleep. Yes, well, this is where my brain goes. Medically, I know some of these things, and then the other part of me is like, but I also can tell you exactly what this thing looked like and this thing looked like and what this human spirit looked like. But when I was a kid growing up, that shit used to happen all the time. All the time. I mean, even to the point where we lived in this one place and reoccurring almost 2-3 times a week, I would wake up and there was a coffin. And I mean like an actual, looked like a wooden box. I was like 8 or 9 and it would be on the left side of my bed. I couldn't move and I could barely breathe. I just remember I could move my head just enough to see this coffin, and then a person would sit up out of it, look at me, and say the same thing almost every single time. And I could see how they died. Like it was very horrifying. I had that happen for like years when we lived there. Yeah, but the people in my face, or the worst one is when they're in your ear. And whatever they said wakes you up, and you're just like, "The fuck was that?" Like,
yeah,
I'm not a fan of that one. I've tried to make it where they can't do that in my bedroom. Yeah, and if anybody needs like tips or tricks, I'm lazy, so I can tell you like the quick and easy way to kind of set up a bed or a room to where stuff cannot come through. And I work in force field speak because I am a Star Wars nerd. So basically, I can teach you how to put up a force field around your house and yourself. So. That just gave me like memories.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But you start talking about sleep paralysis, then people are like, "Oh, are you talking about like incubuses or succubuses?" And I'm like, that's a whole nother rabbit hole we could go down with that. So
that's more like a Klingon type thing.
Yeah, that's a real thing, though. That is a real thing, and you don't have to be a demon to have that kind of ability either. Just saying. Oh, it's on Paramount too. Cool. You should watch that, Amanda. You should watch that, and then we could like have
I'll have to check it out.
We could have
It's
a
a
whole
show.
show about that. It is, and it's. I don't know how many seasons there is. They just released season 3 on Netflix, but I guess Paramount probably has the whole show.
Okay. I'll have to check it out.
It is creepy though. I'm not gonna lie. There's a few
Yeah.
times I've been unnerved.
I already see the nun at night in the corner of my bedroom.
I used to have one of those, the lurker, the creeper. Hmm. Yeah, he's there every night.
Yeah. I just close my eyes. I'm like, just don't look in that corner. Just don't look in that corner.
Does he belong to you, or does he just come with the house?
Oh,
Or the
it's like the nun from the movie. That's what it looks like. I just like it's.
You know, the
I
way
mean,
you
it's
just
just my
said that really
mind.
calmly when I'm thinking like the nun. Why the hell have you not mentioned that before? Like, I have a little concern now. Oh, it's no big deal. It's just that demon, you know, whatever the hell its name was, in the corner checking me out while I'm
Valid.
sleeping.
It's
Totally
just
fine.
valid. It's fine. You know, you'll come out here and we'll investigate and see what all there actually is out here. It'll be fine. Fine. Okay.
Second thoughts now. Dang, man. Like, what are you setting me up for?
I told you there's something out here. We know there's something. We don't know
I mean,
what.
I don't doubt that one bit.
Like I said, the neighbors told us to keep it over here. So they know something.
Great. So Sasquatch and a demon is what's waiting for me, and then whatever the hell else is in the woods. What could go wrong?
The water
Good.
went back down, so it's not flooded anymore.
Yeah, actually, I'm glad that it's kind of gone down though. Thank God.
Yeah. And less sand again, so we have a beach on the river again.
Isn't that
So it'll
weird?
be a fun
It's so
summer.
weird. Nature blows my mind every day, it seems.
Yes. Yeah. We have a lot to clean up though. But we can still go down there and walk and see what we get. It's really creepy down there.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I
The
am
kids
excited
like to
though.
come out here and play hide and seek in the dark. It's creepy.
I don't know if I want to play hide and seek there now. I think I'm good, you know? I don't
Kurt and his friends.
I try not to tempt shit as much as I can help it. I already do enough stuff that in the horror movies would get me killed. So I'm like, how far
Yeah.
should I go?
I know I'm waiting for us to get into like the creepiest place, and I'm gonna be like, you're gonna turn around and I'm gonna be gone.
Just be alone.
You're real, Amanda.
You guys, I really think that's what's gonna happen. She keeps saying this, like I solidly now believe. Damn, I'm not a chicken, but there are times when it's very unnerving when you're the only person there,
Right.
like in complete darkness somewhere, especially if you're not like familiar with your surroundings. I think that just adds to it.
I'm either gonna be gone or I'm gonna be the succubus right on your back.
So,
I'm gonna open my eyes.
oh my God, we're not. So there's no point in me going, did you see that? Because she's going to be like this.
No.
No, I didn't. So, oh my
Oh,
God.
God. I know you mentioned that antique shop with all the dolls, and I was like, I'm gonna need a blindfold to walk this.
That would have been, if we could have done it, if we could have got it to work out, that would have been really cool. I'm sure
Yeah.
we may
Yeah.
try again in the fall because this is something that store tends to do. Each year,
Nice.
that's what their display is all these dolls. So don't worry, you didn't miss your opportunity. Never fear.
Never fear. That's good words. That's good. Yeah, I'll have to remember that.
Oh God.
Oh,
Fine.
I should tell everyone. I believe Shay thought I had been on investigations before when she asked me to do this.
Yes, I did.
And
It's
I had not.
fine.
But here we are. I'm going to do it. I've always wanted to. So when you asked, I was like, yes, we're doing this.
And for anybody who doesn't know, I do call myself a professional paranormal investigator. I know there really isn't such a thing because it's, you do your thing and I do my thing. But the only reason I say that is because I have been paid to come in and to do these type of things.
Right.
And I've been in a lot of really cool locations. I've worked with a lot of cool people, some paranormal celebrities, families, things like that. I've done it from anywhere from outdoors to residential to massive levels where it's like extremely well-known haunted locations. But yeah, that's that. And I did learn from some people who were some of the first ones in the business, especially in like this area, like Patty Starr. For anybody who doesn't
Yeah.
know Patty, when I was very first interested in all this stuff, she was the reason that I started actually thinking that I could do these kind of things. We went to Bardstown. Patty used to do Bardstown Ghost Walk, right? And well, my family went and we did one, and I was getting like the photos I got. Nobody else had pictures like this. Nobody. And I had the weirdest shit in these photos. I mean, it looked like lightning bolts, and I was trying to like debunk it later on. Even now, I'll come across a few pictures from people that look like that, and no one can actually pinpoint what it is. So I'm like, damn, bro, I really did get some stuff.
Yeah.
But Patty had that shop on Porter Place here in Lexington, and
Mhm.
I went there and I helped her out sometimes. I remember a few times actually. She had a couple of things where she's like, "Hey, if you want to come and do this walkthrough with me," because that building, man, if y'all had never got a chance to go to this building, it was off the hook haunted with just the most random stuff. And the property it was on had this really creepy history with a lot of stuff that happened too. Lexington's really kind of a jacked up place if you really look at it.
Yeah.
But and this is in Kentucky, so but yeah. So Patty, she is like one of the go-to ghost hunters. She's written the books, she's got the classes. I mean, very well known in the community and very respected. So hats to Patty for kind of giving me my little push I needed. Whether or not she knows
And
it.
now I get to go with you and learn about investigating with you. So I
I've picked up a
appreciate
lot
this
of things from a lot
opportunity.
of
I'm really
people.
looking forward to it.
I'm excited to share that with you. And also, I mean, you don't have to be a professional, obviously, to do this. I like seeing the different ways people approach it. Like you may come up with this really weird ass idea, and I'll be like, that sounds cool. Let's see if it works. So there is no right or wrong way.
Yeah.
Except for provoking. I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm not a believer in that. I will say I think that is a wrong way to go about it in most locations. So
Yeah.
I
I've
just don't
seen a
do it.
lot of investigations, just, what's on TV. The different ones, I've seen, and I like some of the ideas, like we had talked about the lasers before. I really love the lasers and seeing if anything passes through the lasers.
The laser grids.
I
Yeah.
really want to do that for
Yeah, I've
sure.
got
I love it.
I have I have some. Whether or not they work is a questionable, but I do
I
like
have
poking with
hypnotized.
laser grids. It's very cool, especially when it does work out and you can, because it's really easy for somebody who's like me to go into an investigation and be like, oh, I see this and this, and this guy's saying this, and you got
Right.
this over here. I could just go in there and just say a whole bunch of stuff, and no one's going to be like, you're full of shit. Well, they can,
Yeah.
but there's no way to like prove me wrong. But when it can back up, when the evidence backs up what I'm saying, like exactly at the time that I'm saying it, or like 5 seconds later, the same thing happens, I'm like, haha, see, I'm not just full of crap. And the laser grids are really good about helping with that because if there is movement and it's really hard to catch, or there's like somebody has been known, like a shadow figure has been known to appear in a certain spot, like it'll really help with those kind of things to catch even the little slightest movement because it's very visible on those.
Right.
Those
Yeah.
are fun though.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to try that.
Mhm. And then I'm kind of interested to see you do, if you wanted to, and I wouldn't do this just like in any location with you, just because you haven't done it before, but like the Estes method, that
Yes,
is something
I
that
want to do that.
I'm a huge fan of that. I've done
These
it
are
several
actually the
times.
headphones that I got for that.
That's why I told you, I was like, we need this and this because I think this is a really cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I just recently had that happen at the Dunlora Inn in Mineral Springs, Virginia. I'm probably gonna get that wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but I was doing the Estes method, and it blows my mind even when I hear stuff because like I was doing a countdown and didn't know it. They were saying, "Okay, we're gonna count." They said 1, and I said 2. They said 3, I said 4, like real fast, and like counted all the way to like 5 or something. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, don't
Oh
think
my
just
God.
because I've done this a lot that I'm not going to get hyped about stuff, because when you get like legit evidence like that, it is so much fun, and I will go crazy about it.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. As soon as we have a nice day, you'll have to come out and we'll have to make this our first one out
Yes,
here on the farm.
I agree. I think that should be our first one.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what we get out here.
I don't know. I have a good feeling about it.
I have a weird feeling about it.
I'll take
Maybe it's
it.
because I live here and I've felt the things and seen the things.
It'll be fine. It's not like we're going to stir anything up.
We already have apparently from building the house.
Oh God, I'm just the fact, but the nun, you've really got me. Like now, I've got to rethink what I was gonna bring with me.
I think it's
So
just in my head. I think it's just from watching the movie. It's in my head. There's nothing there.
that is a thing. People can create their own monsters. That's not just
Mhm.
a saying. Like
I think that's what that
emotions,
is.
emotions can manifest physically. We've seen it.
Yeah.
You know, if you are depression and anxiety can physically manifest throughout the body and cause pain and cause sickness and stuff. Well, energetically, what do you think that gives off? Like, there's a lot of times I've seen stuff that could be considered hauntings, but I'm like, you made your own monster. That's what that is that's in there. It's like this trapped emotion. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
The most recent thing I had happen was something followed me to the laundry room. I thought it was one of the dogs, but I turned around and neither dog was there.
Did it help you do the laundry? Like, my first thought is always like, you can pick up a
Oh,
broom if you can follow me. This is how this is going to work in this house.
no. It never helped. It
No.
pinched me, tried to get in my bedroom door, followed me to the laundry room.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. We
Yeah, I
had
don't know
something
what
happen here the other night. It was the front door. Normally, it'll like pop and crack and stuff because temperature changes, and the glass on the door and it's wood and all that. But this happened like consecutively 3 times, almost within like timed between. And Callie, because my kid, she's kind of used to this stuff, and we hear stuff fall sometimes, can't find it, or we'll just hear a noise and she'll be like, oh, it's gonna be one of those nights. Like she's gotten really used to stuff. But she was like, she looked at the door and she's like, did you hear that? Like she's gone on some investigations with me, and I can tell that she's picked up some things because she'll go into like investigate mode real quickly, and I'm like, we're home, right? Like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But your house could be like the Warrens' house, you know, where you've done so many investigations and everything.
Yeah, but I don't have a whole bunch of haunted, possessed, demonic shit in some random
Yeah.
closet. Like, I'm sorry, there's no way I'm gonna have that attached to my damn house. I do not care if it was boarded up, sealed, waxed, cemented.
Right?
I just
That,
don't feel like I'd ever get peace.
that was crazy to have all of that in their house.
But I mean, I understand the mission. Get it away
Yeah.
from people, protect it, because some of the
I don't
things
want it near
can't be
me either,
destroyed.
though.
No, No. And what's his name? John Zaffis too. Like the stuff that he did as far as like the collecting of things and getting things away from people. Like I understand that, and I'm glad there are people out there who can do this. Like a friend of mine, Kyle, actually. I don't know if you know Kyle, but he has people randomly send him stuff, and he doesn't even know sometimes where it comes from. Like
Oh
objects will just
gosh,
show up.
no.
Yes. And Kyle's one of those people though that are like it doesn't bother him. As far as I know, I might get off here and he'll be like, "Hey, look, so this one time," but I have several friends I've known throughout the years that have on purpose gotten like, not just haunted things, but like cursed objects. So I'm weary of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I
Especially
think if you
dolls.
get anything from like Goodwill or anything, like you need to do something.
I'm not gonna. No, I don't do dolls. Period. Like I know that's a thing. People collect
Mm-mm.
haunted dolls. Now,
No.
I've seen one move before. That was enough for me to never want to mess with that.
Yeah, I don't even like dolls. Like after seeing Tommy Knockers, I was like, nah, I'm good.
It's not all dolls like are creepy to me because my mom used to collect porcelain dolls, and literally they were lined up around our kitchen dining area. She had a specific shelf made for them, and I won't. Yeah, like they were everywhere, and some of them were really pretty. But there was this little clown that she had that I didn't like. This little clown doll, and it's because of Poltergeist. That's the reason. It looked a lot like that clown on the damn movie where it grabs the
Yeah.
kid under the bed and the tree tries to eat the child. Like this was. I connected all these things with this clown, so I don't do clowns very well either. So there's that.
I know we're going to Salem for Halloween this year, and we were watching videos on like the mass of people, and there were all these clowns, and I was like, oh.
I don't know. I think you just learn all this stuff the older you get, and you're like, I wasn't this terrified as a kid, but now I am.
It's all the stuff that comes out about all the things. And, I had talked about the movies and everything and the way movies make you perceive different things. And I think a lot of
Oh,
it has to do with the movies.
the perception of the paranormal and psychics and stuff like that, the stigma that was
Yeah.
created from a lot of these things.
Yeah.
Some things are right, and a lot of things are wrong.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Especially like
Yeah.
seances and stuff. I mean, the table's not just always going to lift off the damn ground. It's just not. I've had a table shake before, but I've never had one like completely levitate and just like go flying off somewhere.
Yeah. I really like the one we did. I forget which Conjuring movie it was, but it's where Lorraine sees Ed being killed, and they're in the house,
Yeah.
and she goes upstairs, and it's like she's the person who killed the people, and she's like cocking the gun and everything and shooting each person as she walks through the house. And I really like that because that seems more like what would happen in a seance.
I've not done a bunch of seances. I mean, or at least things that were sincerely classified as a seance, but it is interesting. You do have interesting things happen. Sometimes the people can't see what you see, which sucks.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's a good thing they can't see what you see, which is, I have thought about that. I'm like, everyone's like, I would love the ability to read minds or do what you do. And I'm like, sometimes you don't want this. I'm going to tell you right now, there are
Yeah,
some things that I do not share with people. A lot of us do who see stuff, whether you like with your eyes or in your mind's eye or however you sense it. That's not always good.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I would not want to wake up and something be in my face. I think that's why I asked. That would be terrifying.
Or have it where you might have your eyes closed on an investigation or have something while you're in a group investigation and you can't say anything, but they're right here. Like you can literally smell them, see them, feel their breath on you. And I've been in instances where I can't say anything because I don't want to freak people out. Like the church at the Thomas House in Red Boiling Springs, Tennessee. If anybody, it's not, you can't go to the church anymore. I think they actually tore it down. It may be one of the most active places I have ever been to in my life. And I was there many, many times. But I had some of the most freakiest things happen while in that church. Yeah. Ooh, I'm just thinking about that now. I've got like some cold chills because there was one night that it freaked me out badly. I don't know what I keep hearing, but I keep hearing something.
Oh man. Is that one of the freakiest places you've been?
The church is one of the scariest places. Yeah. I will say scary, creepy places that I have ever investigated. Like I said, you can't investigate it anymore. It's not there anymore. But the Thomas House Hotel is still there, the bed and breakfast. But yes, that church, man, anybody who has ever been in there will tell you that. I don't really know too many people who came out of there didn't have a story of some sort. Yes,
Donna, that's what we're hearing. There's lots of voices in the background. It's really
and it
loud.
Sounds like predominantly male. That's why I'm kind of like, where is this coming from?
Yeah, now and then I could almost make something out, but yeah.
We can't understand.
My audio did not want to work well tonight. I couldn't use my headphones. It wouldn't connect. So I don't know.
Yeah, then I had trouble with my mic when we first started.
I don't know. It's not a full moon. It's not a new moon.
My mic was working perfectly until the show started, and I was like, nope.
Damn. It sounds almost like a group of, I don't know, it's weird. Like a group of people.
Yeah. I was going to say, do you see anything around us? Either of us?
Being in a pool or something when you're under the water and there's people outside the pool talking. Almost like you're underwater and hearing them.
The only thing I've really picked up on is Amanda's got something, if you're looking at me, it would be your left side. Back in that corner. Okay. Yeah, there's been a person back there.
That's where all the horror movies are, in that closet.
Okay, well.
That closet back there, and there's movies there. But that closet back there is full of horror movies. But all of my mom's stuff is behind me here, so that came out of her apartment.
Oh. Maybe it's. I mean, I've just seen them like a light shadow of an outline of a person just a few times.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all of my mom's stuff.
Oh.
Haven't had time to go through it all yet.
It takes a long time to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I didn't bring a whole lot home, but a few boxes, but it's hard to go through everything.
Honestly, there's stuff that I brought home from my dad's, and I haven't gone through it. I haven't looked through it. It's literally all in this big bag. I'm not really sure I ever will anytime soon.
Yeah.
So, Donna, it might be at your house, or it could be you if this is not the first time this has happened and it happens in different houses or places. It could be you.
Everyone, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can catch all of our shows. Hey, Bigfoot 911.
That's a great name.
Wendell.
Is that Wendell?
Yeah, it's Wendell. He's changed his name.
Oh, hey, Wendell.
Alabama police were about to catch him.
I was Wendelled in Alabama. We need to make shirts. I was Wendelled. Oh gosh. So to be Wendell will show up. I had no idea who he was, and he just walked up and took a picture of me. I was like, "Hey,"
All
and then
right.
he introduced himself. I was like, "Oh, Wendell."
It's you.
You've been windled.
And
Yeah.
I've been visited by spirits since I was 9 years old. See? It's not that house, it's you.
Oh, that's creepy. I know Abe isn't like real into anything like this, and he even thought he saw me walk across the back deck. I'm like, no, I'm right here in the bedroom.
Did it look like you?
At the time, he thought it was me, so I guess somewhat enough to make him think it was me.
I have so many questions because that's so many things. It could be so many things.
Yeah.
So, speaking of stuff, like this coming weekend, I'm actually going to be down in Savannah. So, I'm doing the Shadows of Savannah, this con that you have going on down there. It should be super fun. Actually, the guy I was telling you about, Kyle, he's going to be there too. Kyle Cobb. I'm very excited. I haven't been to Savannah. It's been several years, and I very much love that city. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those places, like, as soon as I cross the line, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Like, I can energetically feel it. And I'm taking the boyfriend with me. So
Yeah.
he already has seen me freak out in Salem and New Orleans. So this is not going to be like a new thing for him. But I'm doing a seminar lecture down there too, and having a booth set up to do readings and things. So I'll be able to report back on that, and if anything weird happens, because we are going to go down to like Riverwalk one night and see what trouble we can find. And I'm going to try and be sober, because Riverwalk is like, it's set up for death if you are a drunk person, because it's still the stone, and there's like half the roads missing, and there's a hole here and like a pothole here. I've seen too many people fall while I've been down there, and I've been close to being one of those people, so I'm not gonna break my record.
Have you been to the Pirate House?
I have.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I enjoyed it.
Did you see anything out there?
I did.
Okay.
It's one of those cities where you can just walk through, and there's stuff everywhere. I'm gonna say it again, like Paranormal. If you've ever not seen this movie, you should. It kind of describes perfectly how mediums see things. It's a kid's movie, but it's the best explanation I can find. But it's literally just walking down, and you just see the spirits, like they're still doing their thing, they're still chilling, they're still doing whatever. Or it can be like the Sixth Sense, where you see people hanging from trees and shit. So you don't really know what you're gonna get sometimes.
I love the Pirate House. That was cool. I took Kurt there. He was probably about 3. And we had a good time. But Savannah's gorgeous.
I would like to do a few more things at some point, like go back there and actually plan a trip to do it around the pirate stuff, because I feel like not a lot of people realize that about Savannah, that it has such a huge tie to pirates. I would love to. Maybe that's something we could think about in the future. But yeah, I would love to plan it all around pirates, and like why the city was so conducive to, shady activity with like tunnel systems and all the weird stuff that's there that most people don't really understand.
We could combine Tybee Island with that too.
I've never been there.
A lot of pirate stuff for Tybee Island.
Yeah, I've never gotten to do the Tybee Island. I know a lot of people like vacation there, but that's about it.
Yeah, Glenn went there recently and said everyone was rude, so we'll just have to watch out for all the rude people.
Okay. Awesome.
I guess They have like the pirate festival every year, but I guess other than that, they don't like too many outsiders coming in. And
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it's a beach vacation, so
Yes, yes, it is. It's
living
a
in the
working
wrong
vacation.
place.
I think that would be fun though.
Yeah, that would be fun. I love pirate stuff.
It is definitely. It's weird when you start to actually learn about like the real pirates versus like what you know from movies and stuff. Sometimes it
Yeah,
correlates, but sometimes you're like, damn, really? That's disgusting. Like it was
no,
not like a glamorous lifestyle.
no,
So
not at all. They are very disgusting.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Just thinking about that. Gross. But I'm looking forward to getting some fresh seafood though while we're there. I'm ready.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
It's
oysters. I'm dying.
fun.
I'm ready.
I haven't seen your hat, Wendell. You'll have to send me a picture of your hat.
Hi,
Oh,
Kyle.
there's Kyle.
Hola,
Welcome,
senor.
Kyle. He didn't know we were talking about him.
Your ears must be burning.
It's too funny.
Oh, I mean, I just let him know I'm seafood while we're there. Take me somewhere really nice. Just he knows where all the good stuff's at. Like he knows all the good spots for things. So I usually I trust his recommendations for food and things like that.
We just be there for the weekend.
Yeah, it's just going to be a quick trip, just Friday and Saturday, and then come back on Sunday. And we're driving, so
Good time.
it's 9 hours, which isn't terrible, but I have gotten spoiled because I've flown everywhere lately. So
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
We just be doing readings on Saturday.
So Saturday is the only day of the con itself.
Okay.
So I'll be doing my seminars like in the morning. I don't remember what time. And then I'll be set up doing tarot, oracle, offering the spirit art readings as well all day. And then I think Friday night, something I've never gotten to do was go to the Bonaventure Cemetery.
Mhm.
So they're doing something with that. They're doing either like a walkthrough or an investigation of it. And I was like, absolutely. I've never had a chance to. So I'm kind of excited. It's been a while since I've done a cemetery that I've not been to before.
Nice. Where is the con located?
Pooler, Georgia.
Okay.
It's at it's at the, oh my God, like the Best Western hotel, the airport hotel that's right there, I believe is where everything's happening at.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But Pooler, Georgia, it's right outside of Savannah. And it's called Shadows of Savannah.
Oh, that's awesome. That would be fun.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be some really cool guests there. I'm very honored that I'm one of those people that gets to be considered like a special guest. So
Yeah. That's really cool.
only After Dark tour. Oh, it's the only tour you can take. Nobody else offers it or is allowed to, I guess. Telling stories from his research. Which
Sweet.
means I'll be leaving my phone running and recording the whole time and taking pictures and stuff and seeing what I can get to happen.
Oh, yeah.
And paying
Definitely.
attention.
You'll have to report back next
Definitely.
Monday.
Definitely. I'm excited about it though.
Yeah.
Goodness. That's the next thing I have after that. Probably doing some mystical markets this year. Got signed up for Scarefest. Gonna try and do a speaker thing there again this year because that's always fun.
We just need them to get us in the video if possible. So we
We
can see
thing.
everything.
What is the name of the event in May?
It's the Townsend Bigfoot Festival, Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Festival.
It's gonna be hot
So
as crap. We're
So
all gonna
anyone
die.
in that area, we will all be there. May, I want to say May 3rd. May 3rd. That's the Saturday. May
Okay.
3rd is the Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Festival. Glenn, Cheyenne, Shay, and myself will all be there. So we'll have Paranormal guys and two Dark Witches there on May 3rd in Townsend at the convention center.
If anybody, again, I always like to throw this out there. If you have, I'm just reading that. Carolina Fear Fest. What's that? That sounds fun. In Savannah, you cannot legally tell ghost stories on city property. I'm telling history. I'm giving you a historical account. It's not a ghost story. Not that I know how to get around stuff like that. History. If anybody has any places in mind here in Kentucky that you think are creepy and cool and deserve to be kind of researched a bit more and investigated, please let us know, and please have it be somewhere that we can actually investigate. There's a lot of places that I would love to that are private property or city owned, stuff like that, but we are always looking for ideas. I would love to showcase places that don't get recognized on national television and that have been over investigated, because I feel like that is a thing that can happen. So if you know of any creepy places in Kentucky, and if it's not in Kentucky but it is somewhere here in the South or the states around us, feel free to share that too. We would love to get some ideas.
Definitely. Can't wait to get started. Damn it, Wendell.
Loud.
I love your hat. It actually says "Damn it, Wendell" on his hat with Bigfoot in the center.
Great. What is that?
We all say "Damn it, Wendell" so much.
Hold on. What is Beer Fest, and why do I not know about this?
Well, that's a big event in Helen, Georgia. It's kind of like Oktoberfest, and
No.
you probably will not get reservations this year or next. That's how far out they book it. It's a huge
No.
Reservations to stay or like to set up? Like which ones?
Just well, I don't know about setting up, but to stay for sure. It is such a, well, it's a small city, so they don't have a lot of accommodations.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes I get really lucky and I know friends of friends of friends. I don't know how, but I feel the need to ask if anybody has like a hookup for me to be able to go and check this out now, because that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yep.
We know Glenn.
I've just driven up there. I've never stayed up there. It's close enough to where we could drive it for the day.
Wait, is that the one that is set up like a German city?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I do know where you're talking about. I just didn't realize they had like an Oktoberfest kind of thing.
Oh yeah. It's huge. They bring people in from around the world.
I've been to Germany. Absolutely loved it. Loved everything about it. People were fantastic. So that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Unikoi.
And there's a lot of Bigfoot activity in that area as well. So if you want to go camping, there's a national park there. You can go camping
With air conditioning, because
You're funny, Shay.
because damn, this girl, I've done my time in the tents dying as a child and young adults. I'm not a wuss. I just know that my mood is not pleasant when I'm 105 degrees on the inside. An overheated psychic, we're not friendly. We don't know, that's it. Unless there's like cold beer or something. I can't be bought.
That's so funny. Oh man. So Anyone
Oh,
in Savannah or close to Savannah, you can see Shay this weekend, this Saturday.
yes, come on down. I don't think tickets were very expensive at all. Would be totally fun. Would love to meet anybody who wants to drop by. And there's, like I said, there's going to be other special guests as well. But yeah, I would love the chance to read for anybody too, or even just say hi.
Yeah.
Gold
And
mines.
I'll be on. Right.
You should read Wendell.
And I'll be on.
Since Wendell stalks
What?
us, you should stalk him. So you should read
Yeah.
Wendell. Since he stalks us, you can stalk him.
Mines
I'll
would be
be on
fun.
Wednesday night with Paranormal guys. And then we'll be back next Monday night with two broke witches to find out how everything went in Savannah with Shay.
Yeah. And then we'll have a whole new show.
Yeah.
I have an idea for one. We'll have to see how it goes. It's something different. So
Okay. Sweet. I mean, I think everyone in here likes different. That's why they're here.
I'm really blonde sometimes, so just bear with me. She's going to run away in the dark and I'm going to run into a wall. It's going to be really good.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
I wish I was there to video this.
Oh, God.
Oh, there will be video of all of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a
Oh,
feeling I'm
look
going
up
to
your
be
phone on the
asking,
way out the door.
like, Abe or Darren, like, y'all don't know it yet, but you're going to probably get roped into, like, GoProing us at some point because I would like to get the reactions that way. It's going to be awesome. I'll choke on air as
We
well.
can't give Abe a camera. I tried to get Abe to take a picture of me, and this is what the picture looks like.
All right.
His
Well,
thumb
he
is
can
in every
do
picture.
We
he
got
can do
Wendell for
lighting.
that.
His thumb is like,
He can
Wendell
do
can
lighting.
take
We'll
the
give Darren
pictures.
the camera. He can do this. I got faith. Oh, God.
oh my gosh, it's gonna be fine. It's fine.
The first one's going to look like the Blair Witch Project. I already know. I can already
No,
guarantee you.
that is the worst movie in all of history. It cannot look
I'm
that
just talking the way
bad.
it's going to be shot because, again, Broke Witches insinuates nothing. We are straight up honest. Our equipment is like the base level. So it might be filmed with my iPhone camera. All right. So
Yes, we have a Venmo.
yes. And actually, it would help us to get to some of these conventions and stuff too. If you guys want to see us in places close to you, you know, we could use some help and funding getting there. It would be a good idea because tables are expensive. Conventions are raising prices every year.
Yeah.
It is a
I
thing.
need to get Glenn like the QR code to put up on the screen so people can just use their camera to get our Venmo. Yeah.
My computer's going to die here soon for some reason. It's plugged up and it's not charging.
Well,
It shows it's
we
charging, but now it says there's like 6%. So if I disappear, it's because we're done.
Something stuck with the battery down. That's a common thing.
we
God, it's
covered
probably
what
going
we're
to be.
gonna do. We're gonna be back next Monday. So I think we're about done for this evening. But it's great to learn more about what you do and let people know kind of what you do so they know what they can get when they come see us.
Yeah. And again, if you have
Just
questions,
hang out with us.
basically, this was kind of like a whatever free for all. So,
So
but
Yeah.
we welcome questions no matter what they are. So if you guys have anything in particular or a show that you would like to see us do a topic on,
Let us know.
no,
There she
she's
was.
gone. We've
There goes.
been trying to get rid of her all night. So.
So yes, if you have any ideas for shows or anything, just let us know. You can email us. We are twobrokewitchesparanormal@gmail.com, or just tell us in the chat on one of our shows. And we will be back next Monday. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great night.
All right. Make sure to tune in tomorrow at 11 o'clock. I'm going to try and do my new show again. It's hopefully going to be daily if the Chinese got me. And then we also have a surprise Misfits episode Saturday. So check that out. So we have 2 more witches Wednesday night. So you better have your witchy questions ready. I don't know if I can handle
I'm so looking forward to Wednesday night.
It's going to be a good show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I'm looking forward to it. So all the technical stuff's over here.
I'm so excited. It'll be fun. Although I think the witchy stuff is starting to turn into like the UFO stuff. We're getting a lot of voices and happening going on.
Yeah, I'm sure when I listen back to this, I'm going to hear some things.
Yeah.
I may just not listen back. We're ready.
Good night,
Great
everyone.
Night, including you, Wendell. We will see you soon. Chris, remember, everybody, please hit the thumbs up, like, follow, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Or Chris will hunt you down. He's a subscriber liker. Thank you to Ross at Eerie's Radio, Rainbow Radio. We appreciate it. And we will see everybody soon.